Attitude Broadcasting presents BSS Carolina with your host, Rocky. JPP, not only are you a giant, but you are a dummy giant.
Giant dummy.
You'll be in the same unemployment line as Steve Clifford. New job, Release Roberts. Linsanity's a hornet. We call us hockey experts. Easy.
You know who the next Jordan is? LeBron. It's not his fault. It's just because I like playing devil's advocate. Never again. Hall of Famer. Tannehill. Game over. Don't worry. I'll wait. We've all said it. None of us are hockey experts. I guess we are. We're beating hockey experts.
And big shots.
PJ Harrison. Rudy Gobert. JPP. What a dingling. Linssanity. I said better. I didn't say good. Roy Hibbert. What a dingling. If Duncan gets the 7 rings, not his fault. With Jordan, you got plenty of money. Get you a driver. Bump that. Side pieces. Side pieces. Ronda Rousey.
You can listen to the show on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And follow us on Twitter at BSS Carolina. Welcome to BSS Carolinas on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio. Of course, I am Rocky. Welcome to today's show. Joining me once again is beautiful Big Shout. What's going on?
I'm good, man. Just looked over my fantasy draft for our league.
How you feeling?
It's all right. I think it can win if they put up points. Now, I'm not projected to do crap, but we'll see.
Did you read the little preview it gave you for your team?
Yeah, they said I went heavy on wide receivers, and I'm going to need some running back help.
It said I would go 9-4 and finish tie for first. And I went balanced because I got AP. I got AP in the first pick, and then Aaron Rodgers second pick. I got Murray late. I think I got some steals. We'll see. It said I reached for Julius Thomas a little bit because I think, but tight ends were going, and I had to grab somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, after Kelsey, it's pretty much a log jam of these tight ends and
the 5-pointer tight ends. Why didn't you take Jason Witten?
Just because I'm not sure. Yeah, every year I'm like, all right, is this it for Witten? Is this gonna be the last year? I just, I don't like going for a lot of Cowboys player. I learned in years past you don't go for your team a lot of times. I did get one Cowboy. I got Terrence Williams. I'll be all right with that right now. We'll see how it works. He's in a contract year.
We'll see.
But, as far as drafting, I thought I had a decent draft. We'll see how it goes. Wide receivers kind of worry me.
Just need to stay injury-free. That's the most important thing to any fantasy league. Your team has to stay healthy. You have 1 or 2 injuries, there goes your season.
Absolutely, especially in the leagues I'm in. The keeper leagues and different ones, you're done because people's got people on the bench and they don't want to lose it. Anyway, that's your, hope everybody's fantasy teams are – I know a lot of drafts have started now. Usually just the time of year, that's when they get going right now because you don't want to do it too early because you don't know who's going to be injured.
I usually like to wait till after this week's game because this week is the dress rehearsal week. Yeah. And, the starters are going to be out there for maybe 3 quarters max. And this is a time where maybe one of your guys gets hurt. So just keep your eye open.
Yeah, I hated to do it this week, but I kind of had to.
You had to. Rock is going on a road trip around the eastern seaboard, northeast.
Absolutely.
Midwest?
Cleveland. But, yeah.
Home of LeBron?
Yeah. My wife saved me on my 40th birthday trip. So, this is what it's going to be, is all the Hall of Fame in sports. Every Hall of Fame there is, I'm going to visit.
Nothing more to ask for. And then you come back home and go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame on the last day.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Way to plug in. But, yeah, you could. I could.
We love NASCAR. We love Charlotte.
We do like NASCAR. Anyway, we got a great show today. We got we're going to preview our last division, the AFC West. We got Dummies of the Week. We got Bon Voyages for today's show. So we got a lot to cover.
Always.
All right, let's get into it. The first team we'll go over is the Denver Broncos. Of course, the biggest postseason move they made was Peyton Manning retired and re-signing Von Miller, Mr. Chicken Man. himself.
Mr.
That new
70
commercial's great.
million guarantee. Way to go, Von
Man
Miller.
got paid. But they lost also Malik Jackson, Danny Trevathan. Thank you. Brock Osweiler, of course. They added Mark Garbage Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez, the sanitize.
Already turning the ball over.
That's what he does.
In his last game, in case you didn't catch it, Denver got the ball back in field position at the 15. He fumbled the ball right back over. Then Denver get the ball back again, and he fumbles again right before halftime.
He is a turnover waiting to happen. Denver, just go ahead and cut your losses and start Trevor Siemian.
No. Go ahead and start.
No, don't start Paxton Lynch.
Don't
do that to that kid. He is not ready to play at all.
You know what? I would go with him before I go with these other two. I'm just saying, because with the receivers they have, they could at least make him and the running back. All you got to do is make a completion.
He got in there for a couple snaps and he looked pitiful. What if, let's say, we're just hypothesizing here, the Broncos after 8 games are 4-4. Now, I don't see any team in the AFC West really running away with this division. I think that Kansas City is the best team in that division and should win the division. But let's say Broncos 4-4, Kansas City sitting at like 5-3, 6-2. The Raiders 4-4. The Chargers are 2-6 at this time. But the Broncos are right there in it. Do they call Peyton and say, 18, can you come finish out the season for us? We are right there. We can make a run. If you come in and just manage the game with your high IQ of football, knowing our offense, we can make another run. Does Peyton come back? No. Do they go that route?
No, I don't think you do. No way, no how.
Why not?
Do you remember how he looked during the season last year?
I remember him holding the Vince Lombardi trophy at the end of the game.
I know, but do you honestly think – I don't think he could come back and do it, even if he wanted to.
I mean, we're asking for half a season. Peyton hasn't had to take any hits, hasn't had to play in the preseason, hasn't took a live snap since February, so the plantar fasciitis that he was dealing with has to be 100% healed. We just need him to make timely throws like he did throughout the entire playoff run.
Right.
That's all they're asking him for 8 games in the playoff run.
I just don't think he can make
it. I mean, he's got to be a better option than what they have going on right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
No,
He knows the system. He knows the players. He will come in and command instant respect. And Peyton would come out and Peyton would win games. He would find a way to win games. I think if he came back for the second half of the season, they could go 5-3, 6-2 with Peyton under the helm and make a strong run for playoffs.
You're asking for a lot.
Hey, I'm just looking out for Denver. Denver, if y'all want to get back to the Super Bowl, y'all wouldn't even get back to the playoffs. Y'all really should consider this because the quarterback situation, the stable that y'all got now, it's going to be a long season. Unless they're planning just to, you know what, we'll just let the season play out, and if we got a chance to take Deshaun Watson, let's go.
Well, looking at it, I mean, look at their schedule, right? Let's look at it for a sec. They opened up the Panthers, IL.
Yeah.
Home to the Colts.
Maybe an L. They lost in Indianapolis last year.
I'll give them that one. All right, they're playing at home. Then they were at the Bengals, at the Bucks. That should be 2
tough road games.
So that should be 1-3. Falcons, they should win. They're playing at home. That should be 2-3. At the Chargers,
they should win at San Diego.
Peyton's not playing for them anymore, and he's always got Chargers numbered.
Yeah.
This is San Diego now, and playing their former offensive coordinator. I could see them losing that game. That's 5 losses right there. The Texans at home and Chargers at home. I could see them win those 2. At the Raiders, at the Saints. I think that's 2 L's right there. Because even though New Orleans ain't going to be great on defense, still.
Anybody's better than playing the Denver Broncos offense. That's got to be fun.
That's 7 losses. And then the Chiefs at home, that's an L. most likely. That's 8. At the Jags, at the Titans next 2 weeks. I'll give them a split. That's 10. The Patriots at home. Okay, that's probably another L. At Kansas City, another L. Home to San Diego.
I mean,
that's 10 losses right there.
The roster stays what it is and they make no significant move at the quarterback position, they'll go 4-12. 5-11, 4-12.
You going 4-12?
I'll just go 5-11 because I just don't want to disrespect that defense like that because their defense is still phenomenal, but their defense can't score points. That's the only problem.
I'm going to go 6-10. I'll give them at least 6 wins.
And you asking the defense to hold teams to 14 and less every week. It just does not happen.
I believe at some point Paxton's going to have to play. You'll have to play Paxton.
They're going to have to figure something out.
And, maybe week 8, week 9, halfway in the season. Because there's nobody you want to call up to come back and play. There's nobody you want to call and say, hey, let's play.
It's Peyton on
There's
Sunday
no
morning.
trade. The only other thing I could think, you trade to get something.
Get what?
Trade Dallas. Get Dak Prescott.
Get Matt Shaw? Because he has.
I thought about that, but he's in Atlanta. I'm sure Atlanta you could get him for nothing.
Exactly. He's not going to play in Atlanta.
But he'll be a pick 6 machine.
Exactly.
You throw him.
His
in there.
arm weaker than Peyton's.
You
arm.
might as well keep Sanchez in there.
Call Peyton. 18.
Actually, you know what? Why don't they just play Emmanuel Sanders at quarterback?
He got to be better than the options they got now.
I mean, your options are thin. The tight end, you don't have a great tight end. You got Tammy and,
Owen Daniels. Did Owen Daniels resign? I can't even remember if
No,
Owen
he
Daniels
did.
resigned.
He did. But I just this team doesn't scare me. That defense scares me a little bit, but that defense is a little bit older. Talib's had offset. He can't stop shooting himself. I mean, so.
He was in full pads. He was playing this weekend. Let's stop that. Stop that madness with Aqib Talib.
Well, I'm just saying, dude. All right, then, but we'll see. I'll go, like I said, we don't have a lot of faith in them.
Rock showing y'all more respect than I'm showing Sanchez and Simeon.
I'll go
Lynch.
6 wins. We'll see. Let's go with Kansas City. They, of course, the big news right now with KC, Eric Berry still hasn't signed his tender. He'll be playing, though.
He'll
right?
play.
I mean,
He'll sign right before. He might sign this week. Won't play. Just get training. Because you're not going to sit at home and not get a check.
Yeah, he's franchised. He's on play. They did lose Jeff Allen, Sean Smith to Oakland, Tavon Branch to Atlanta, Chase Daniel, their backup quarterback, went to Philly, but they're deep there anyway. They signed Rod Streeter, wide receiver.
Isn't Rod Streeter old?
Yeah, he's old, but they signed him. Hey, this team also had Dwayne Bowe at one point. So
Mr. 15 touchdowns for the Cleveland Browns. I don't think he had 15 catches that season.
That may be the best story ever. Him saying
Dwayne
that.
Bowe, man.
Dwayne Bowe. He might go there around Lockdown. They drafted Chris Jones in the draft. DeMarcus Robinson from Florida. Kevin Hogan. The Stanford. They drafted another quarterback. They already got Aaron Murray and another quarterback back there, but they drafted Kevin Hogan as well.
You like to have options here, man. You just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, noodle arm, ain't much of an
Alex
option.
Smith ain't getting much younger. This is, 12th season now? 12th,
Yep.
13th season?
They open up Chargers at the Texans, home to the Jets, at the Steelers. Bye week 5. I hate those early bye weeks. At Oakland, home to New Orleans. At Indy, home to Jacksonville. At Carolina, week 10.
That should be fun.
That will be. Home to the Bucks, at the Broncos, at the Falcons, home to the Raiders, Titans, and Broncos, and then at the Chargers to finish out the season. So they got 3 straight home games, and then they finish out at the Chargers. Where you got them going?
I see the Chiefs at least no worse than 11-5, man. They'll go 7-1 at home, 6-2, 7-1 in Arrowhead, which is one of the most ridiculously toughest places in the NFL to play. And luckily for them, we know the Broncos are down. We know the Chargers are rebuilding. We don't know what we're going to get for the Raiders yet. Raiders can go through different coaching staffs, new players, and they always seem to do the same dumb things, lead the league in penalties, have a ton of untimely turnovers, don't win games that they're supposed to win. 11-5, man. They win the AFC West. Kansas City. And we know Alex Smith does not turn the ball over judiciously. He's very judicious with the football, which we ask of our game-managing quarterbacks. Now, if he could find a way to somehow complete down-the-field passes, then Kansas City might actually be dangerous. They have a receiver that can get open down the field.
Jerry Macklin, they got a tight end if he stays out of the bachelor area.
Stay off that reality TV, homie. You might have a chance.
Ain't you learned anything yet from these things? You don't do them.
Reality TV gets you more sponsors.
Yeah, I know. His brand. I didn't know Travis Kelce was on the same plateau as Gronk and them.
He's trying to get there. He's trying to get there.
You got more faith in New Orleans than I do. I'm going 10-6. I think Jamal Charles being back will help. The defense, Houston's hurt still, but he'll be back. I'll go 10-6. Okay. Let's go to the Chargers.
There's a question that just got posted.
Was there? Yeah. Ask it again. I did not see the question.
I didn't see it either.
Because I'm sitting here looking at a phone call.
And my eyes aren't that great.
Let's move to the Chargers because, they've had a interesting offseason.
The San Diego Superchargers.
Where they're playing at, who knows. They open up at Kansas City, and then they got the Jags at home, at Indy, home to the Saints, at the Raiders, home to the Broncos, at the Falcons, at the Broncos again, home to the Titans, home to the Dolphins, a bye week, week 11, at the Texans, Bucks at home, Panthers on the road, Raiders at home, Browns on the road, and Chiefs at home.
Has Joey Bosa signed yet?
Nope. They're in talks for him to re-sign, but he's not re-signed
This is
yet.
the problem with San Diego, okay? You guys come off a crap season. You drafted Joey Bosa to come in and be that lockdown defensive end to rush the passer, and y'all have a little gripe over a little extra guaranteed money. Sign this guy. Y'all don't even have a home stadium. They won't have any home field advantage. The only reason the Chargers, I'll say they'll go 3-13 because they have no defense. Their running game is still anemic. The only reason they'll win 3 games, maybe 4, is because Phillip Rivers can still get it done.
I will say, I think, believe it or not, I think their defense will be better than they have been in quite a while. They did lose Eric Weddle. They added Casey Hayward from Green Bay. They added Brandon Mabin from Seattle. They did add Travis Benjamin, who had a career year last year in Cleveland, which many doesn't usually say. They did lose Ladarius Green, but now Ladarius Green is talking about retiring because of headaches and different concussions. So Dwight
Antonio
Lowry,
Gates retired too, right?
No, he's back.
He's still there?
He resigned. They still got Gates. A lot of people still getting Gates in fantasy.
Why not? He's out there.
Yeah, he's there. You might as well. But this team, it really depends what Gordon does. What Gordon does this year. Does he do anything? Does Melvin Gordon step up, help this team or not? Looking at their schedule, man. What do you say? You said 3-4 wins?
I'll say 4-12, man.
4-12?
4-12.
Listen, I'm going to be a little bit more favorable with my boy Rivers because
I got much love for Phillip Rivers. That guy, every year, gunslinger, comes out, gives his team a chance. He just doesn't have enough around him, man.
You see, everybody's on the Oakland bandwagon. I don't know yet, because it's Jack Del Rio. I don't know if I can, get on board Del Rio yet. I think they win at least 3, I'm going to say 4, 5. I'll go 8-8. I'm going to go 8-8 with the Chargers. Let's go to Oakland. Now, that might be a stretch, but I think they got Cleveland on their schedule. That should be a win.
That's going to be a competitive game right there.
That will, just to let everybody know, that will be our Who's Care game of the week because, that's what we're going to do this year. This year, when you're watching the show, we're not going to pick every game this year. We'll agree on the games that we don't care about and go on.
Move on.
Yeah. There's no reason. and there's going to be a bunch. The Oakland Raiders, they added Kelechi Osemele from Baltimore. Sean Smith, Bruce Irvin, I think it's a huge addition. Darren Bates. They did lose Benson Mario, defense end, to Dallas. See how much that hurts. That's it. As far as additions, another good draft. Jack Del Rio, dude. It's just I can't be that excited about Del Rio coaching any team. Because what did he do in Jacksonville?
They were
decent seasons, but never
right,
contending. They opened up at the Saints, home to Falcons, at the Titans, Ravens, home to Chargers and Chiefs, at the Jags, at the Bucks, home to the Broncos a bye week, week 10, home to the Texans, Panthers, and Bills, at Kansas City and San Diego, home to the Colts, at the Broncos. Where you got them going?
The Raiders are one of those teams, man. They could absolutely have a awesome season, go 11-5 and 12-4. They can have just a mediocre season and go 5-11. But let me take somewhere in the middle. I think 9-7, and they're battling for that last wild card spot. I'm not 100% sold on Derek Carr. No, he's had a couple of all right seasons. He wasn't super spectacular last year, even though they had a ton of weapons out there. He needs to take that step forward and win games for this team. I don't think their defense is that great either. I know they could have a stud in Kelvin Mack. Bruce Irvin is a good pass rusher from time to time, but he's more of a specialist player. I think 8-8 feels right for the Raiders for me.
All right, I'm going 7-9. I think they go 7-9 this year. All right, well, there you go. We got AFC West winners. We both got Kansas City winning the division. NFC West, we both have Arizona winning. Actually, no, I got Seattle. You got Arizona winning the West. Let's move into Dummies of the Week because I know you got some dummies. And I'm going to have a few myself. Ryan Lochte. We named this award the Joseph Randall Award. We need to change it to Ryan Lochte now, I think. It's leaning that way. Not quite. It's getting there.
He gets an honorable mention.
Yeah, but here you go. Who's there? It's the Joseph Randall, BSS Carolinas Dummy of the Week. All right, dummies. You say you got some?
Well, if we didn't rename it the Ryan Lochte Dummy of the Week Award, we could have him at the end going, "Ja!" Because that was his statement he wanted to trademark, of course, when he had his reality show out. I'm not going to mention him because I know Rock has a lot he wants to say to him.
What, Ryan Lochte?
Yeah.
Go ahead, take it.
Well, Ryan Lochte, you know what he did. Everybody's seen the story. I don't have to say anything else about it. Can I give a Joseph Randall Dummy Award to Gilbert Arenas? On his Snapchat, he was hanging out with Nick Young and Nick Young's son. So, Nick Young is in the house or whatever. They go back to the Washington Wizard days. Anyway, Nick Young's son is in the house playing with like a Transformer or like a Voltron toy. How Gilbert Arenas comes over to the couch where Nick Young's son is playing with the toy, smacked the toy out his hand, it hit the floor and shattered everywhere. He said, "Don't cry, don't be no punk." And then the next scene, they showed him on the basketball court outside, and a ball bounced off the rim and I guess hit Nick Young's son in the face. And Gilbert Arenas sitting there calling the little boy a pussy. Just saying, "Oh, you a pussy, you crying and stuff." And then in the next snap, Nick Young's son is on a Razor scooter. Gilbert Arenas snatches the Razor scooter from his hand and throws the Razor scooter about 20 yards away. And then shows Nick Young's son reacting. He's like, "Oh, man, I hate you, Gilbert Arenas. Why you always messing with me? Gilbert, why you picking on the kids, man? You need to find something better to do with your time." Jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he hanging out? Why is Nick Young? What is wrong with Nick Young?
They go way back. They go way back.
Nick Young, stop it. Nick Young, oh my gosh. You have ruined your career and I don't know, man.
Agent Zero.
Yeah,
has zero love for the kids.
Gilbert, man, come on.
Gilbert.
Did you have any more?
That's it, man.
That's it? All right, first and foremost, Ryan Lochte definitely, come on, man, making up stories and then coming back. And still you didn't admit you lied. You never said I lied. Come on.
And then tried to blame Michael Phelps for his damn mental issues because Michael Phelps is beating him in races all the time.
Get better.
Right? I mean, look at this guy's career. 11 Olympic medals. Would have went down as one of the greatest Olympians of all time.
He's second behind Phelps. All time.
And every time they mention Michael Phelps, they mention Ryan Lochte. They mention the rivalry, the competitive juices between you guys, how y'all pushed each other. They ain't going to mention you no more. And when they do mention you, it's going to be like, the bum that lied about Rio. Idiot.
Yeah, definitely. The heckling fan that over at James Harden, Little Drew camp, he was heckling James Harden for not playing defense.
Oh, I saw that. James Harden got upset, did he? Like, James, calm down. It's a little kid, man.
Yeah. He got really.
He was heated. The beard was heated. I thought he was going to go at this little kid.
He tried to. The other one I'm going to go with, God, I just saw it. Of course, I mentioned it on last week's show, but I'll mention it again. Cubs played the worst music for Chapman. They play hit a bitch when he came out or when he was leaving the game.
That's crazy.
So that was one. Another one I have, where is it? Page Alberto Del Rio for getting suspended 30 days by WWE.
Both of them?
Policy. Yep.
The wellness program.
Yep. NFL, what are you doing? Josh Brown, the kicker of the Giants, ex-wife reported over 20 incidents of physical violence. And this guy gets suspended 1 game. But we suspend Le'Veon Bell 4, got reduced to 3.
For smoking weed.
We get...
But Greg Hardy sent home.
Was sent home, but with pay. Ray Rice can't even get in the NFL anymore. And he said he played for free.
They won't even sell him a ticket.
But you got Josh Brown, who has over 20 physical... His ex-wife says this. 1 game. 1 game. For domestic violence.
Because he's a kicker, he can't be as physically violent with his wife as these other guys.
Wait a minute. Tom Brady suspended 4 games. Okay?
For deflating
Roger
footballs.
Goodell. You're chasing that, but you don't chase real issues?
That's the NFL, man.
Man,
That's the NFL, man.
The funny story of the week, the Eagles kicker suffers concussion after getting drilled in the head by own punter.
Caleb Sturgis could not play in preseason game 2 because he was hit with a punt. Had a concussion, which
not funny.
It's fine.
That's not funny. But
we know it happens. But you got concussed because you got hit in the head by a punt from your own punter? Don't y'all hang out? How in the hell did you get hit in the head with a punt? How does that even feasible? How does that happen?
I don't know how that happens. Come on, man.
I don't understand it. I mean, your only job out there is to have your helmet on and kick the ball through the uprights. You didn't have your helmet on the field where balls are flying around?
By the way, I'm going to miss that this year. Come on, man. I ain't going to be able to see it no more.
Chris
so
Carter.
Just saying that.
Chris Carter, you can call our show. We can do a come on, man.
Absolutely.
With you.
I think that's one of the best things they ever did. Another going back to some broadcasting news, NFL will not allow Mike Tirico to call Thursday night games. They
for NBC?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because they don't keep the same 2. They want Collinsworth and Michaels to call it.
Oh, okay.
They want the same broadcast team because you go any other network, the A team is always calling
The main
The
prime
big
time games.
So they don't want Tirico. Everybody knows Tirico's going to take over from Michaels at some point.
Sometime.
Right.
But not now.
But, it's nice to see him in the Olympics and everything else. But anyway, that's our dummies of the week.
The award speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time, man.
Yep.
This award can never get old because there's constantly dumb crap.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let's go into 2 words.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya.
All right, 2 words. Madden 17 comes out tomorrow. I know I'm excited.
Online play. I need to get on it.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's who you going to take?
That's my team.
That's gonna roll with.
Me and my buddies are doing. We have to do 81 and below. All right, because I don't like playing with the real good teams.
Shoot,
I like to take because you like to rebuild and get better, and I want to take a good team, but not too good.
When 2K come out, I'm taking the Warriors every time.
You see that? I can't. I want to take the Cow. I can't take my team. I can't take the Cowboys.
What the Cowboys rating on the team?
84. But
Sounds about
I
right.
will tell you, Zeke Elliott. Oh my goodness, 93 speed with those 3 wide receivers and tight end. But yes, I can't wait for that. They're once taking Miami, the Dolphins. I was like,
good luck.
Our very own
Ryan
JP.
Tannehill probably got like a 65 rating.
Once taking them, and my the real Scott Ely is taking the Eagles.
Well,
So
can't be mad at that.
I don't want 2 easy wins a year. So I'm trying to let them,
One of y'all need to be brave and take the Rams or the Browns or
I
the
thought about
49ers.
the Rams. You know what? I might go ahead and beat the Browns. Why
Be
not?
the Browns. Take the Browns.
I might
They got
change
the
that
little
one.
hidden talent. Maybe.
SummerSlam 2016.
Good show. It was a good show. The end left me a little bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like the way it ended. I wanted to see better matches between, especially with Orton and Lesnar. I wanted to see it go a little longer.
Yep.
I don't like the fact that they claim Lesnar knocked Randy Orton out. Come on, man. Let him catch him in the F5 off the top ropes or something. Some spectacular finish. Don't TKO. But he did F5 Shane McMahon, which was pretty funny.
No, that was good. I agree with you. The last 2 matches could have been better because neither one really started. They did start, and there was no end. So, I didn't like the way that happened. I thought the card was outstanding from beginning to the last 2 matches.
Absolutely.
It was stellar.
I was glad Big E showed back up. Way to go, Big E. Keep them titles for the new day. It's a new day.
They should have lost.
They don't need to be eating no booty-os.
USA winning gold in basketball.
As expected.
World
30-point victory.
in the finals. World dominance in basketball. The Bourne movie I still haven't seen yet. I need to go check it out.
Jason Bourne. Matt Damon. Go see. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The plot twist is pretty sick. Yeah. I got a good copy. I downloaded it. Well, not a good copy, but I got to download a copy.
All right.
The Amazon Fire Stick, man. You can go get it for $50.
Oh, you don't have to tell me about that later. All right. Let's go into Bon Voyage.
I would say bon voyage.
All right, you got any Bon Voyages?
I just want to take a minute to have a silent moment for John Saunders, who passed last week, ESPN broadcaster. You could see him every Sunday on the Sports Reporters. Just paved the way, man. I remember as a kid seeing John Saunders early Sunday mornings before NFL Countdown would come on, and he is one of my inspirations to doing this job. Of course, Marv Albert, with his memorable calls, but John Saunders, man, rest in peace. What you did, not only for analysts, black analysts in the business, but just analysts overall and reporters, will be missed, man.
Just like Stu Scott to me. 2 of the most, I don't care if you're black, white, whatever. You paved the road for everyone to want to be a broadcaster, and just the way there wasn't a sport he didn't like to talk about. He didn't know. There wasn't an issue he didn't like about. And he paved the way for African Americans, which is huge. But he gave criticism to people when they needed it. I know I've heard stories from Linda Cohn saying, "Hey, this is what you need to do," and they, what was the one? Stephen A. Smith was the biggest one I heard. Is why are you not being yourself? That's what we want to see is you. Mm-hmm. That's not how you talk. Talk like that on the TV, and that's the way he did. But Saunders he was one of mine on Bon Voyage, and I forgot to admit we didn't talk about it last week. But yes, he will be missed. 61, man, and young age. I still haven't heard reason. I haven't heard why.
I think it was a heart attack.
Heart attack.
I think that's what the cause was. Let's give a goodbye to the 2016 Olympics. All the skepticism and the taunts and all the hate that were being thrown at Rio prior to the games. I thought Rio stood up and they did a great job taking care of the athletes, putting on a good show. Other than the Ryan Lochte thing and maybe the Hope Solo comment about how the Swedes played like cowards, I mean, we could have did without that. But other than that, I thought it was an outstanding event.
Hope Solo should get a dummy for that. I did mention that a little bit, I think, on Thursday. Come on, dude. Come on, girl. They beat you. You called the Sweden team a coward. I thought the Olympics was great. There was one other dummy, but I'll give it to this guy, the Olympic wrestling coach, strips down to his underwear to protest decision.
That was funny. They have every right, because to take that point from that wrestler when they took it and award the bronze medal to the other country, that was kind of shady. It didn't feel right, man. I didn't like the Olympian that got disqualified in the 5,000 meters coming in second, talking about he interfered with another runner. That was pretty whack. But let me give Bon Voyage to this week's episode of BSS Carolinas. Like I mentioned pre-show, we'll be taking a little vacay. We'll be back Thursday, September 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in then, and we'll be doing the wrestling show right after. And I'm gonna be joining in with The Rock and what is Steven's name on this show? Little Steven.
And not so little, but we call him Little Steven.
And on that show, I'll be
the mouth of the Carolinas.
I'll be Shiny Suit Man or the new GM or something.
That works. Little Steven's mouth of the Carolinas.
Mouth of the Carolinas, Little Steven.
Because he loves to talk.
So check us out. Continue checking us out, man. We love y'all, man.
Absolutely. Also, for me, real fast, Samoa Joe dislocated his jaw during NXT TakeOver 2. Don't know how long he'll be out, but he'll probably be out for a little bit. And last but not least, Carlos Williams, released by the Bills, is suspended the first 4 games of the season, was cut because he came at 261 pounds.
261?
The Bills listed him at 229.
261?
261.
That boy has been running to Krispy Kreme, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. All right, as Bobby told, as Big Shot said, we will be gone for a couple weeks, but make sure you listen to all our shows. Follow us on Twitter at BSS Carolinas. And, of course, as always, you can catch us everywhere.
Side piece.